I'm going to show you how to go from getting your data in Google Trends this way to getting it this way and even this way with a few lines of code. So let's get started. So let's start with a fresh Jupyter notebook. So we'll go to New. Now there are a few libraries that we're going to install, but for the actual scraping of the Google Trends, we only need one. So what I want you to do is be able to install this. So you're going to open up your command prompt, or however what your prompt that you use to install. I'm using Anaconda. And you're going to do pip. Once you open up your command prompt, you're going to use PyTrends, a library. So we're going to install this. I already have it installed, so let me just show you. So I'm going to use pip install PyTrends. And you'll see once I initiate that, you'll see that it's loading. Probably all my requirements are already satisfied, as you see there. Now that we have that library, we can go over to our empty notebook. The first thing we want to do is, now that we have that PyTrends library, we want to access a function that exists there. So let's get the scraper that we're looking for that is in that function. So get the Google Trends scraper. So from PyTrends dot request, I want to import trend RQ. So once I have that, that is my first line of code. And so after we run this, I want to be able to add some parameters to this trend scraper. So I am going to add my parameters, and I'm just documenting my code. So what I'm going to do is, now that I have trend RQ, I can call this anything I want. So I'm just going to call it trend and as my variable, and then I'm going to use trend RQ, and then I'm going to pass in just the language. So I'm going to English US, and then the time zone. I'm going to use the time zone, and this is a world time zone. That's 40, so you can go and look at the number format. I'm going to use 360 as my time zone. The next thing I want to do is just tell it the keywords that I'm looking for. So I keyword list. So I'm going to call mine keyword list underscore list, and then I'm going to pass in Microsoft and Apple and separate those two with quotation. Now that we have that, we can create a payload. So I'm going to initiate this by shift and enter, and now I'm going to create a payload for it to go out and use these parameters for my scrape. So we have our trend create payload, and then I'm just going to use the trend variable that we initiated, and I'm going to build a payload. And now we can pass in those specifics that we had. We had a keyword list, and you can see I can either add the keyword list in here manually, or I can just put it as a variable here. And if I press Shift Tab, you can see that we also have a time frame and a location here and a group. So there's a lot we can add to this, but for right now I just want to run this to show you what we'll get back. So there's our keyword list, and if I pass that in, now you see that as initiated. Now once I have that, I can create a data frame. Create a data frame of Google Trends. And that will be all we need. So I have my trend, and I can say give me interest over time, and now you can see that we have this data frame, and you see it goes all the way back from 2007. So we can go in, and if this is too much, we can add a time frame. And we can add a time frame, and there's a couple different ways you can add time frame. You can do from today in this format. So I'll just copy this and show you, and that's already there. I'm going to change that to 1 month, and then I run that, and you can see now you have just the current month. But we can also pass in specifics. For example, you can say I want, and I would look at the format of your date here. So we start with the year 2022, 01/01. So you can see the day is on the outside, and then we just make a space, and I'm actually going to just go from the year. So I'm going to just copy this, and the space donates where the start and the end is. So I'm just going to change this to 22. Then I have that, hit shift and enter, and you can see we have a year's worth of data. Now we want to visualize this. So we want to initialize this while we still have the same interactivity that you see here in our chart, Jupyter Notebooks, and we can do that with a Plotly chart. So we're back in our Jupyter Notebook, and we want to build that Plotly chart. So we know we have our data here that has our interests over time. We have Microsoft and Apple, and this column gives us, is the data complete or not? So it's usually false if you're looking at the day that's in history, but if you're looking at maybe a current date, it might not be complete, which you would have a true for this column. So now that we have this data, let's save this as a variable. So I'm going to save that as data, and now we have that data in that data frame. What we want to do now is pull in Plotly. If you haven't installed Plotly, you can do the same steps that we did before. Go to your command prompt. Then install, you can do pip or conda. Pip install Plotly. You can see that all my requirements has been satisfied. It may take a little bit of time to download yours. Let's import Plotly and create an interactive chart to import our Plotly. So I'm going to import Plotly, and then I'm going to use Plotly Express because it's a lot easier, and we're going to call it the variable px. So let's initialize that. Now we have this variable that we can use. I'm going to use px, and I'm going to create a line plot. And I'm going to create some more spaces here with escape and B. Then we're going to use that function line. And you can see all we have to do is pass in our data frame, which we did. We pass in data. And then we can look more into the function. Let's do our x and y. So for x, we want to bring in our date. However, if we go back up, if we look at the head of the data, we can see that we need to make sure that we add the index. So we don't have the date, but we do have the index. So we can bring in the index for y, or you can reset this index and add date. But we'll do that once we put this in Power BI. And then I want to pass in 2 of the variables that I'm looking for that are part of our columns, which is Microsoft and Apple. And then I can just copy and paste that. And we can shift and enter. And now you can see we have Microsoft and Apple. We can also pass in a title. And I'm going to call this Microsoft versus Apple Google Trends. And if I hit Shift and Enter, you can now see that we have Google Trends data in our Jupyter Notebook just as interactive. Next, let's bring in the same data into Power BI using a Python script. So the final piece of the puzzle is to get this in a Power BI environment. So I've opened up a new Power BI notebook, and the first thing you want to be able to do is bring in data using the Get Data option and using Python. So I'm going to go down to Get Data in the top ribbon, go to More. I'm going to go to Python in the search bar, and then you'll be able to bring that in. Now you're going to be given the script editor here, but the first thing I want you to look at is this environment. So you have to make sure that wherever you installed your packages was the same place that you've installed your new libraries. So you can see that my environment is called New Environment PBI, but if you go to your Anaconda prompt, you can see your base environment is there. If you would like to install things in the environment that is in your Power BI script editor and setup that may be different from your base environment, all you need to do is activate that environment. And in mine is called New Environment PBI. And once you put activate, now you can see that that environment is activated. And you would do the same steps like pip install PyTrends. And then you would install those to make sure everything works. So now that we have this open, we can take the script that we wrote in our Jupyter Notebook, minimize that so we can just copy and paste what we need into our script editor. So we know we need all of this. So we know what we're going to do is copy the first part of our code and drop it in. Then we can go back over and we can copy the next part where we create our payload. And then now that we have the payload, the only thing that we need more of is to get our data frame variable. So you can see what we've done here is we've been able to bring in PyTrends, requested the Trend HQ. We've added the parameters, we added the keywords, we created a payload, and then we created a data frame. And we ensured that we had the right package in our Power BI environment. We're going to hit OK and see if we have any errors. No, we didn't. That ran successfully. You can see now this Python notebook is opening. We click on data, which was our data frame variable. But I want you to take a look at something here. We have Microsoft and Apple here, but we don't have the date. So let's go in and transform our code. So I'm going to hit transform data. We want to be able to get the date because remember the date is the index and the index is not being shown. So we can go to source and we can look at our code, and behind this function here we can take data and resave that variable with data.reset index. So we've saved the variable and we're going to run that again. So it's going to run from the top. We can see it initializing here. We go to navigation and boom, we have the dates. So now we need to ensure that we have a date format. We're going to insert that step. We want to be able to have the Apple and Microsoft as a whole number. Going to insert that. We're going to do the same here. And we can leave this if you want, but it's unnecessary. So I'm going to close and apply. Now you can see your data option here. We have our date, and we can recreate that image that we're looking for. I'm going to just take off the hierarchy there. I'm going to go to a line chart. Then I am going to go get Apple and bring that into values. And I am going to get Microsoft and bring that into values. And voila, we have the same data that is in Google Trends that we want to bring in. And we can set that to initialize with the last day if needed. So every time we open our notebook, we will have fresh data if we hit restart. So I am going to first change the color here for our Apple so it looks exactly like we want. Then if we want to be able to have fresh data to the current day, we can just go to transform. We can edit one small part of our code where we have our time frame here. We can change that to something with the current day. So I'm going to put just from today space, and then I'm going to put 1 month for our data. I'm going to run that. Now we have changed that. If I hit, and we can make sure everything is there, you can see the data set got a lot smaller. I'm going to hit apply, and then we can see this update to give us the current date. And you can see that if we pull in our data, if we take the partial, and we put this as one of our filters for this visual, we can see there's one that is true. So we're just going to take everything that's false. And now we have the trends. I hope that's a great way to show you how to get Google Trends into your Python and your Power BI environment. Thanks.